you enjoying this great opportunity? Like, suppose there was no accident and you had a peaceful life in Japan. What can you talk about when you get back to home? And I'm getting the extra great benefit because the doctors has been telling me I should lose about 20 kilos. And well, since I'm running out of the gasoline, I start running on a bicycle. And God, I'm gonna be healthy. There has been similar big accident in Malaysia before, you remember? A big tsunami. And the other famous one is 1755, November 1st, tsunami, which was widely talked about because the earthquake magnitude is about the same as here, this time, about magnitude 9. And the tsunami exceeding about 10 meters, and about 30,000 people's life lost. This caused Voltaire, the famous essayist and writer novelist, write a famous essay called Candide. Anyway, I'm just trying to say, get you settled down, and now I'm gonna go into the real story. The reason I'm trying to say something about today is because there has been so many speculations. For example, my laboratory is located about 12 kilometers north. There still is Tsukuba there. And we are not getting any water. We don't have enough electricity, so we are not permitted to turn on heat. So for the whole week, I've been out of heat, out of water. So considering that, God, you guys are in heavens. With very nice people taking care of you. Anyway, the problem is, I think partially because of a Japanese mentality, that you know the cultural difference, right? Now, even the 3 Mile Island accident, which happened 1979, which is short after I left Long Island, fortunately. That time also that power plant people were afraid of a big rumor and a panic and everything. So it's not only in Japan, because people are overly feared about radiation in some way or another because they can't see it. I've seen the bumper sticker, oh, this is many years ago. I hope there's no kids around. Stating that nuclear power is safer than sex. I'm not telling you a lie. I've seen this bumper sticker. Well, look, everything can be dangerous, all right? So it's how you control it. And the nuclear power certainly is not the best in the world, but then what else do you have? For the next or further generations down, if we don't do it right, we could use up all the oils and everything, and in about 100 years later, they're gonna hate us. So we have to find the solutions to make life easier for the future generations. So the nuclear power was chosen. So that the use of nuclear power is not bad. However, the problem is people are not good enough to really handle it. Especially in the Japanese case, which I don't know anybody over there, I have to tell you. But they bought this power plant, all the facilities and equipment through from the General Electric of United States, 1971. So it's 80 years before the 3 Mile Island accident. The problem is, I guess you are somewhat related to some kind of research. Doesn't matter the field. if you are the frontier of the research, you make lots and lots of mistakes and near a very dangerous end sometimes, right? I mean, studying in the literature may not cause that, but for any engineering of any sort, if you are really developing up front, try to find the technology to operate. You will go through lots of dangerous situations, and then you learn it, all right, this is something you don't do it. Right? The problem, I guess, this story is not founded, but my best guess is that because that power station, this reactor was bought from US, I'm sure that the Japanese have sent quite a few engineers to learn the technology. But learning the technology is how to operate it. When you get into a disaster, you really have to have the experience so that anything not written in the manual, operation manual, or error messages would not apply. So this turned out to be my great chance to promote the real development of fundamental science and technologies. Because without that, if you simply buy the technology, you can't cope with those situations. I think that's what happened. Well, there's no perfect solution. But if I were the engineer, I wouldn't bring those 6 reactors very close to each other. But this is a Japanese mentality that you have to get the locals who is so much feared about the radiation, then instead of talking to 6 totally independent community, they decide to build 6 of them in one place and talk to one community. If each reactors are separated far enough, maybe we could have handled it better. Well, that's too late to talk about. All right, now everybody is now listening and woke up in some cases. I'm going into the real stories. All right. Now, next one, please. There has been problems. Especially the Japanese are not really clearly scientifically minded. If you see on the side of the highway, there are signs of wind velocity. If the side wind is very strong, if you drive too fast, your car could be turned off and anything. So that there has been lots of warning of the wind velocity alongside the highways. You must have seen those. It says now the wind velocity is 10 meters. Now what is this? Is that 10 meters per second, 10 meters per minute, or 10 meters per hour, 10 meters per year? You see, I'm sure not all of you are scientists, so that I'm just trying to make it sure you understand the situation listening to the television or radio. That's the reason I'm elaborating this. Okay? Wind velocity 10 meters is totally incorrect scientifically because it doesn't make any goddamn sense. The same happened on television many times for the last several days when the specialists, so-called, come up and talk on the television. They say we have so many sievert. That's already incorrect. So give me the time, listen very carefully. This is a unit, like grams, kilograms, pound, centimeters, kilometers, any of those. A unit internationally accepted at the moment. The unit we are talking about is sievert, after a name of a scientist. Now there has been many units, and people are talking